everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So this is the third and last game, the final of the tournament called Duven Show. I'm playing against Johnny Boy, who is part of the ETC Switzerland playing group. Very happy to get a game against him. He had, I think, before this game like 1 or 2 points more than me, so he also performed really well during the first 2 games. And he's playing Dread Elves. So you know already my list, and this is Johnny's list. So he's playing, I think, a quite typical Dread Elf list, maybe except the Beastmaster and Manticore that we don't see that much. But the rest, I mean, big block of spears with the Exarch in it. 2 times auxiliaries, which are really good. Gorgon, Thunderpack, some Hunting Chariot, Miss Leviathan. I think all of that is really classic. I like the magic combination and the fact that he has a strong spear block. And then the Manticore is basically a single model that provides some striking force and flexibility also to the list. So I think overall a very good Dread Elf list. We were playing for this game Breakthrough on Encircle, and below you have our spell selection. Matchup analysis. So I know out of my experience I didn't play a lot of Dread Elves with Wild Earth list because I didn't play a lot Wild Earth, so I don't have really experience in the matchup. But overall the Dread Elf shooting is always an issue for Ogre Khan. And also the fact that he has this +1 to wound. One of the key strengths of Ogre Khan, and also my list here, is the resilience. And in this case, the +1 to wound can cause me some problem. Since I don't have really experience in the matchup, I don't really know if I can play frontal or not. This is going to be a key question on the macro level. Secondary objective, I think, should be to my advantage. I have more ability than him to play wide, and therefore I should be able to fit some scoring unit in his deployment zone. Starting would be nice. Yeah, I didn't start game 1 and 2, so I would be happy to start this one and try to be really aggressive and cause him a lot of problems. Estimation was a drawish. I don't really know what to expect from this game. Deployment. On purpose, I put a rectangle here because I want to roll for sides, so I'm not going to be able to get turn 1. It's going to be really easy, really interesting to discuss about possible counter deployment. So we have an impassable here, a hill, 2 walls, a forest, a ruin, and a field. So that's the map. As you can see, nothing really interesting to win the roll for side here. I decided to pick bottom because I think it's slightly more interesting, but nothing crazy here, no big advantage. And after that, my opponent elected to drop for first turn, which I think makes a lot of sense. So he dropped a Gorgon here, he dropped auxiliaries, the Beast Master, then he dropped the big block of Silks and Spears with the 2 character. We have the Thunderpack, the 2 Chariot are in the middle, ready to block this part of the map and basically wait for me with all this shooting. And right flank, very interesting, he dropped alone the Leviathan just to tell me you have no safe zone to go alone, you need to put some resources to deal with the Leviathan. I think it was a really smart choice from John here. My counter deployment. So I thought about 2 options. Here you see only a unit of Yetis, but the rest of my army is hidden. So I walk you through my thought process at the beginning of this counter deployment because I think it could be interesting to some of you and maybe you can take out some learnings out of it. So basically, the option that I took into consideration, option number 1 was to go heavily on the right and saying I put a couple of things on the left to block his breakthrough because he's scoring 1, 2, 3 are all on the left. So I put something on the left to block him. Heavily enough to stop this kind of unit so that he has really to commit the Death Star on the left, which would allow me here to crush him towards the middle and maybe stop another unit with the ambush and so on. So go heavy right, some monsters and flexible unit on the left. Basically that would have been the idea, and put something to take care of the Leviathan and secure the breakthrough. So I get breakthrough, he cannot break through, and I crush something in the process. The fear that I had with this game plan was that I wouldn't be able to get a big enough score. Basically that he could potentially go heavily on the left, try to tie up the secondary and give me some things in the process that I would eat. And since we are quite far away, I wouldn't be able to recover the distance between him and me. And basically, I wouldn't be able to get a big win, which could be a problem in a solo tournament of 3 games. If you don't get big wins, basically you don't win the tournament. So that was something I had in mind. And then the second option that I had and that I picked at the end was to go frontal. So put everything on the left, out of shooting range of the chariot and the auxiliaries on turn 1 because I'm not starting. So I need to counter deploy smartly. So I put the giant regen on the left, the rock, scoring, the 2 of them on the left, the 3rd unit here, the 4th scoring here. And then we have the BSB, unit of Yetis, trappers that trap this one and vanguarded all the way back, giant and a strength 7 giant here. So basically strength 7 here, strength 7 here. And there we have 1 unit of Yetis and the small scoring unit. So I have only 1 here on the left. And my 4th scoring unit is all the way to the right. Basically I made some calculation. And you would have to make choice with the Leviathan. Either it goes for me, and this unit can be annoying because it's not so easy to take the charge of 2 Yetis on the Leviathan. So either it goes for it, like I said, not so easy for him, or it decided to go towards the center, and then I can easily get a breakthrough here. So my idea, as you can see, is to say I go for the big win. I'm going to get through you, get a breakthrough here, kill most of your unit. Basically, that's the game plan. Let's move on to Dread Elf turn 1. He went behind the wall with the unit of Gorgon, the Beastmaster. The rest remains a bit more in the back. Bring forward some of the Chariot. Magic Face, I dispel the Silver Spike. And that's my turn 1. And here I realized that it's hard to be aggressive. Basically, I don't have long distance chaff available. The Gorgon are zoning me effectively because if they charge the Rock, I'm in trouble. The charge Giant, I'm in trouble. So I need to minimize due to the board edge with Giant. Cannot really be aggressive. I stay out of range of most shooting. And basically I need to wait for the ambushes before I can be aggressive. Yetis play cat and mouse a bit on the right flank. Magic Face, I get Totemic Summon off. I'm going to get close to the Chariot. Basically, I felt going close to the Arba is not that good because it can easily turn around, or even in close combat, high likelihood that I get killed. I didn't like the odds so much, but the Chariot, if I get the charge, I think I have good chances of winning the combat, and therefore to be annoying in this part of the map is quite interesting. Shooting, kill some auxiliaries with crossbow shot, that's it. His turn 2, I passed the mark check with the Leviathan, moves back here. I was within 8, turn around the 2 Chariot to get rid of the Totemic. Move forward with the block and also the unit of Thunderpack. Move forward with the auxiliaries, stay behind the wall with the Gorgon and move a bit back with the Beastmaster. In the Magic Phase, he got, I dispel -1 resilience on the Giant. I didn't want to suffer too many wounds from shooting. He got reroll to hit on the Shooters. And he got a Silver Spike smartly on the Trappers, kill 4 of them, is going to finish them with the auxiliaries. The Chariot did nothing on my Totemic, which was quite unfortunate for him, but it went much better on the left flank. He was able to do 4 wounds to the Giant, so that's like 30 shots on, I guess, moving long range. Did he move? Yeah, moving long range. Moving long range, reroll to hit, so it's 5 up rollable, I guess. And then he wounds me on 6 up. And he managed to do 4 wounds, so I failed all my regen. So a bit unfortunate for me, and that's a lot, 4 wounds on this Giant. So my turn 2, and I can start to be aggressive. First of all, I try to random move into the Chariot because I survived. Needed an 11, roll a 10. Too bad. And then I ambush. So I went with 2 Kineters here on the left, brought the Giant out of line of sight of the Gorgon, so I have plenty of unit to cause him problems, which allows me to finally push forward with General BSB, also scoring unit to tempt him to charge me here. I would have a counter charge. He has no overrun, so he could go off the board, but then I can wait for him. So I think I would be fine. I started to get a bit wider with the Giant. The Yetis push in between, out of his line of sight. I passed the mark check. So I can threaten basically the Chariot with the Yetis and with the Totemic Summon. And this unit stays here. Basically it's always the same. You would need another turn of March, turn 3. Then turn 4 he could charge me. I could either I let him catch me and then he ended up here, turn 4. And then 5, 6, he does nothing else. So I would be fine with that. We will see what he does. A Magic Face. I got, I think, another Totemic Summon, yeah, to chaff the Gorgons here, which was quite interesting. And that's already it for my turn. His turn 3. Nothing crazy, moves back the Beastmaster to be ready to counter charge. Also, yeah, push a bit forward to shoot the Totemic here. Move here a bit forward, or to shoot the Giant, I think. Move those guys a bit forward, the Thunderpack as well. He passes more check and moves on the hill to zone me with his Leviathan. So doesn't look at those guys, and he charged the Totemic with a Chariot in the flank. In the magic phase, he got a reroll to hit on the shooting unit, and most of the shooting went into the Giant, and he killed the Giant. So yeah, too bad. Would have really liked to get a couple of wounds left on the Giant and be able to do some charges, but couldn't. And close combat, he got rid of the Totemic summon and turn around. Basically, my turn number 3, so it's now time for me to charge. So I charge with the Yetis onto the Chariot, thinking most likely I will break him. I could then overrun and be in his back line, be very annoying for him. I push the Giant, the Thunderpack cannot see me, the Chariot can charge me if he wants to. I chaff with the Yetis both units here, which allows me to push a bit the BSB forward. I push also as well with the Giant here, push the Crab, so the Rock, and push the scoring as well. So I'm getting into interesting stuff. I elected to charge in the flank with this Keen Eater. Basically, he only gets the 2 Screaming and 4 attacks to try to kill me. Most likely he won't be able to do it, so he would be stuck here, and then I have plenty of counter charge ready. And here I double charge with Totemic and Keen Eater to try to get rid of those guys. Yeah, I think that's it. In the magic phase, I got Break the Spirit, I think, on the Beastmaster. I should have taken it, to be honest. I should have really focused getting buffs on the Keen Eater against the Gorgon, because I think I can potentially win combat. I think so. Why not? I mean, I could have tried to buff that a bit more and to stick him a bit longer. I think that would have been interesting to buff this Keen Eater. So I took, I think, Break the Spirit here, but wasn't really needed, to be honest. What happened in close combat? I'm going to do here 1 wound, going to do 3 wounds back, so I survived barely, and it's going to turn around. Here he killed the Totemic, obviously, do 2 wounds to the Keen Eater. So yeah, the auxiliaries, as always, are really a nightmare for the Keen Eater to get rid of. And here, yeah, I was disappointed. I did 3 wounds to him, so I leave him alive. I have a charge, he did 1 wound back. Due to the fear, he tests on -4. I think it's a test on a 4 with no reroll, and he passed that one, which is quite annoying because we're stuck and he can charge me with the Leviathan, which he will do on his turn. So he charged me in the back, moved the Chariot to the side to shoot me. Here he moved the Beastmaster out of line of sight of the Rock, which doesn't annoy me too much, to be honest. Here turn around to kill the Keen Eater, and here just stays a bit in the front and is prepared for me to charge anything. Magic phase, he got it was charged on 8 for the Leviathan, but rerollable Swift Stride, so that's okay. I dispel reroll to hit. He got -1 resilience on the Yetis in the middle, and the close combat, he do some attack, kill 1 Yeti. I strike at the Chariot, kill the Chariot. At least I finished the last wound of the Chariot. Then he's going to break me, and he's going to make a mistake, which is not to restrain. He's going to pursue and end up somewhere here, so he eats the point of the Yetis, but at the same time he cannot really move back to hunt this scoring unit, which is key. Here he kills the Keen Eater, I think does another wound to the Keen Eater, but I'm still alive, I would say, and that's it. My turn 4. Lots of charges. So I charge with the Rock onto the Gorgons, expecting to get rid of them. I charge a Giant onto those guys. I think that, yeah, the Keen Eater is dead. So I charge a Giant. First I charge onto those auxiliaries, they fled, and then I redirect onto those auxiliaries which couldn't flee, they would flee off the board. Okay. Here I move those guys as far as possible. The mage is here, a small scoring unit is here, and this guy is looking at the 3rd scoring unit. And basically he can charge them. I have a champion, so he wouldn't kill me or kill all the unit, and then he need either to pursue to get some points or restrain, and then I have the BSB facing him. That's my idea. And here I start to push on the right with the scoring unit. A magic phase, I got another Totemic summon somewhere, I would say, yeah, here all the way in the back towards the fleeing unit to threaten them. So a lot of Totemic this turn. Close combat, yeah, I got rid of the auxiliaries, got rid of the Gorgons. So good job done here. He's done 5. I was zoning with the giant so that he couldn't get into position. It was a lot of measurement here. Basically, I made sure that in my turn 5 I need to move a bit more, and then turn 6 I can move into his deployment zone, and I wouldn't allow him to get any charge range. So the only thing he can get is potentially a couple of shots next turn. That's it. Okay, fine. He charged the chaff of Yetis with the thunder pack that he didn't finish from shooting last turn. Left flank, he charged. He elected to charge with the Beastmaster. Okay, and here rally the auxiliaries. In the magic phase, Silver Spike on the Rock that had 3 wounds left go through despite the magical resistance. I felt low likelihood to do something to take half point because of the special rule of the Rock, so I let that through and he didn't wound me, and I dispelled the rest of the stuff. Close combat, he killed my champion, elected to pursue me and catch me, ended up right here. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's move on to my turn 5. I measured a couple of things here and I elected not to charge with the BSB in the back. I will show you the odds afterwards. To be honest, I was feeling, I had a headache and I wasn't feeling so well at the end of this game. So a couple of decisions here on this turn 5 were not good at all, to be honest. But yeah, I was able to put him to be out of line of sight and not risk anything. I was a bit afraid that he would roll really high post-combat pivot, charge my mage and so on. But I think it's low likelihood, to be honest. And furthermore, I didn't take into account the fact that I could buff this combat and he had no buffs. And I think with that into account, there is no way he would win that combat. Here also a couple of stupid decisions because I already got breakthrough on the left. So I don't need this one. I placed the giant to not allow him to move on the hill and shoot me. But even if he does that, it's like, I think 15% chance of killing an Ogre Khan and making me check on the 7. And then, so it's 7% chance of getting rid of those guys. While I give away here 315 of giant. So stupid decision again. In my magic phase, I think nothing that crazy. Binding Scroll, the Totemic Summon, nothing crazy. Close combat, the Totemic Summon, that charge here in the flank, killed the mage, and he's stuck, and I was ready to charge next turn with the monster here. And the rest basically has no charge range. Nothing crazy. Here's turn 6. That's the odds I wanted to show you. That's without magic. So the first stat is my, it's this guy charging the back of the Manticore between Hunter and Beast, and that's his stat. So on average I should do like 1 or 2 wounds, and he should do 1 or 2 wounds, I think a bit more than me, maybe 2 wounds, but I have a charge, a back and a BSB, and I would buff magic which would lower those stats, and I think maybe I didn't put the impact hit as well. So basically, with magic, I think it's a test most likely for him on like -3 or something like that. It's minimized but non-rerollable. And furthermore, I could prepare those guys for a counter charge in the back next turn if he turns around. So I could bring the turn after a charge, a banner, and so on, maybe a back. So I think overall I should have taken that charge with the BSB. And shouldn't have given away the giant like I did. So it's going to double charge the giant and kill him. Those guys are stuck in combat. The rest, nothing crazy to mention. My turn 6, I charge into the auxiliaries and eat them. And that's the end of the game. And I got breakthrough on both flank, which wasn't needed. So I gave away a giant and I didn't take that charge here, which is worth, all combined together, a lot of points. We ended up tying up on the kill points, so we both kill like 1,400, but then I took breakthrough, which is 13.7. Post-game analysis, so not starting forces me to minimize, obviously, that's generally speaking for my list. Deployment, I hesitated and I think I didn't pick the best option. I think I could have more mobility and take advantage from my list mobility and the map overall by deploying otherwise, and I will show you after on a picture. Yeah, turn 5, I make a couple of mistakes here. Like I said, that cost me like maybe 2 points in the end, so that's disappointing. Maybe even 3 points. Spear and Thunder Pack could have been, I think, more active on the Dread Elf side. We can regret a bit the lack of activity of the big block that was annoying for me to deal with. And I felt that my deployment, since I couldn't really win the frontal fight, basically it was totally the contrary to what I'd said at the beginning, which I felt that going strong on the right would limit the size of my win. After playing the game, I would say that deploying strong in the left limited the size of my win here, or my ability to win big. I think what would have been the best deployment was the first idea that I had would have been a giant strength 5 with breast weapon. Giant strength 5 with breast weapon facing all the infantry. Strength 7 giant in the middle to counter Gorgons and or Beastmaster. Some Yetis to support and jump on the train piste. Rock BSB to zone and get rid of the Leviathan sometimes. The scoring unit on the right side. And I think that's much more complicated for him. Either he really go strong on the left with his big brick, but then I could push hard towards the middle. And I still have zone to attack in the back with the King Eater. I think mainly here I need to slow down at least one scoring unit. I have enough tool between the Totemic Summon and the King Eater to do that in combination with the Giant that are going to be annoying to deal with for him. And basically I don't, by deploying that way, I think what I like much more, I don't place myself in a situation like I was at turn 4 to try to unlock the situation, but I didn't feel so comfortable. It wasn't so easy to unlock it. Took a couple of charges that could have gone wrong, like the Gorgon against the Rock. If he high rolls a bit, I low roll on the impact, and then he had the chance to high roll, maybe kill me, and that's the end of the world for me. So a couple of things like that I think were a bit too dangerous. I think if I played that way, I gave him the ball, like, you need to figure out how to go through 3 giant and King Eaters to break through. And if you don't figure out, I'm going to win secondary, eat some stuff, and that's going to be 15 or 16. So I think this deployment would have been way better. Anyway, guys, very interesting games, very interesting game. I think didn't pick the best plan, but also due to lack of experience in the matchup. Nevertheless, was an interesting game. Still figure out to win it, but not in a big way. We will see if that was enough or not to win the tournament. I will talk more about that in the usual conclusion video and also give you my impression about the list. Thanks a lot for watching this battle report. I hope you liked it, and I will talk to you soon on the channel. Bye.